Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Vegeta burning Will in the freezing cold, and I have him at 55%. He is a pretty good unit, he is generally a really good unit, and he's quite simple actually. He works pretty well. I think he's got a lot of good stuff about him. It's obviously designed to help with the flow of the golden Freezer Gogeta unit for sure, with his orb changing and the fact that he has conditions tied to movie bosses and movie heroes. So he's definitely meant to be a running partner, or at least a unit that helps them out in terms of running their team. So that is something that's quite cool and quite important. Speaking of Vegeta and the gang, so obviously, full disclosure, have him at 55%. He is definitely a unit that does best in the third slot. So that first attack stat, or those couple of attack stats in the third slot, are definitely the ones that you will, notice. They're the ones that are going to be quite significant for you. As a sub-unit, I think he does his job. I think he's pretty good. I do think, obviously, when we talk about sub-units, traditionally nowadays they're like supports. Like if you remember Pan from a couple of weeks back, she's very clearly a support. She functions as a support. She's there to provide utility to the team, to incorporate herself, to enable the rest of the team to kind of do their thing. Vegeta's kind of like that, but he's not like a pure support in the sense of his role is to only support the team. He's kind of like a half evasion tank, half half evasion tank, half orb changer, kind of just general utility, more so than this is definitely what I'm going to be using Vegeta for. He's quite flexible. He's got a decent link set that works out with quite a few units. So I think overall, definitely a unit that if you got, and you've got Golden Frieza and the Gogeta unit, you should definitely try them out. The issue is actually if you don't have them, then the teams aren't super duper amazing, if you know what I mean. So this is one of those things. For me, definitely a cool unit though. So let's go through what he does. So movie heroes will give the Warriors lead of 130%, key +3. Greatly raises defense, which is great. And then he has key +3, attacking defense of 150%. High chance of evading the enemy's attack. Change key spheres physical to rainbow. When the character is the first attacker at the start of turn, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, tech and physical excluded, to rainbow. When the character is the second or third attacker at the start of turn, he will have a high chance of randomly changing key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. When attacking with 12 or more key, he gets attacking defense of 100%. When attacking as the third attacker in a turn, he gets attack of 200%. Launches an additional super attack, which is obviously great. Then when there's another movie heroes or movie bosses category ally attacking the same turn, he will have attacking defense of 150%, damage reduction of 30%. When all allies attacking in the same turn are movie heroes or movie bosses, self-excluded, he will get attacking defense of 150% and chance of evasion up to 30%. So kind of long story short, you'll have 80% evasion, which is pretty good, provided you meet all the requirements, and 30% damage reduction. Now, obviously, if he gets hit by a super, he's not going to shake that off. But the evasion should protect him against supers. The 30% does a good job at taking off the edge of normal attacks. Like that 30% damage reduction does tend to take the edge off the normals and kind of leave you in a relatively solid space. So that's always very helpful. And I would say, overall he's really honestly quite good. I think his orb changing obviously very clearly designed to help out Gogeta and Golden Frieza. The one interesting thing is his attack stat very clearly wanting him to float, but also he does stack your defense, so he could be useful for things like Festival of Battles. He does greatly stack, which is pretty good. Greatly stacking is a very helpful mechanic, especially the speed at which people stack. So that's definitely something to consider. But honestly, it's just a solid unit. Like I said, good link set, decent passive, decent kit, doing a lot of good things. Not necessarily super OP, not necessarily a pure sport, not necessarily doing anything that I would say is considered broken. I would definitely say Pan is probably a more broken support or like direct better TUR unit, like general banner TUR than Vegeta. But I still think I still think Vegeta is good. I also really like his animations. I think he's actually got some pretty smooth animations. Yeah, it's always cool to see Vegeta in his coat. I think that's always something really cool. So yeah, a good unit. Like, honestly, a very good unit. I think, if you've got him and you really want to run Gogeta in that, like, I do think you need to consider having Vegeta on the team. If you do, the orb changing helps a lot, especially with Gogeta, because he stacks a lot on the orbs. Defense on the orbs, attack on the orbs. So it's not like, he's doing nothing. The orbs actually do a lot for Gogeta. Like, they set Gogeta up a lot. They make it so that Gogeta can kind of function at his highest level. So that orb changing was done for a reason, for sure. Definitely has a significant impact on him and how everything works. So yeah, that would just be my honest suggestion, really. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it from me, I reckon. I think overall, Vegeta is a very, very good unit. And I think he could be very solid for you, depending on how you view things. So yeah, that would be my honest opinion. If you have Vegeta, definitely consider using him. Even if you don't have Golden Frieza and Gogeta, I think he's still pretty useful. Not nearly as useful, but still definitely a useful character that you can use for some interesting events. I think the biggest shame is that he won't do a lot of damage outside that third slot, but he can still do a lot of good usability and do a lot of good stuff. So yeah, well, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.